Hello, Gali.
Hello. Hi, Abale.
Hi.
We are doing great with Tuesdays, standard, 5 p.m. Eastern. We're on a roll.
We are on a roll, definitely. Very
Yeah.
nice. So first of all, let's check the technical stuff. Can you see me on Instagram? Or can you see us on Instagram?
Okay, let's see. And anyone that's on, pop us a message. Let me just make sure that we're online here. Instagram, you're not on, actually. Don't see you on Instagram. Dun. Nope.
Okay, fine, no problem.
Yeah.
Fine. Never mind.
Fine.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, but I think we can continue now.
Yes, we can continue. It's not a problem.
Okay, great. So today's subject, we kind of mentioned it last time we were on, I think last Tuesday, and we said this time we're going to speak about the topic of manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole topic of manifestation, and we're going to dig into it. I see that Jody is here. Thank you, Jody.
Hi, Jody.
Hello. Awesome. Miss you, man. Miss you. Hello, Poonam.
Hi.
Okay, so so manifestation. The topic is manifestation. So many people talk about how it's very necessary to have manifestation. If you want to achieve something, and that was their secret, is that they, the idea with manifestation is you think about it and you put the picture there of what you want and you put it in your future and you think about it again. And the more you kind of think about it, it becomes your reality. It manifests. It shows up as the reality. And even successful people, they say, I manifested this. This is why it happened. So is manifestation everything that it's cracked up to be? That's
obviously not, because most people think a lot of good thoughts. They think sometimes right thought, sometimes left thought, but definitely the only thing that they can find is that they go in U-turns. So, so if it was so true, all you had to do is just sit and think and think and think and think, and everything will happen. So it works very well to the people that selling the idea, but because they manifest a lot of money from the people that buying the idea.
Yeah.
But if you look practically, it doesn't work. Actually, the more you want something, the less you will have it. Because when you say, I want something, I want something, I want something, you intensify the other side, which is, I don't have it.
True, 100%.
Yes. So 100%. If you say, if you will see that when you really want something, you will not have it. And when you don't want something, you will have a lot of it. This is the physical universe.
Yeah, people see that often. I mean, it's a kind of, I think there is a general understanding with people. They see that the universe gives you what you don't want, and you have whatever. Yeah, you have what you don't want. People see that.
Yeah. I think that the basic misunderstanding is that we're dealing with that there's two prerequisites to understand. Okay, a person can be physical, and when the person is physical in the physical universe, plus attract minus.
Yeah.
So the more you act physically, the more you work with the laws of physics, the more you bow to the laws of physics, the more you will get what you don't want. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Now, once you go out of the physical universe, once you become you, once you work spiritually, and we need to define what does it mean, then what happened in the spiritual universe, plus bring plus and minus bring minus, and plus and minus detract. So in the physical universe, if you take a magnet, the magnet have two poles, plus and minus. If you put the two poles once against each other, in one condition, they will attract each other. But if you turn them around, they will detract each other, yes?
Yeah.
Because in the physical universe, plus and plus detract each other, and plus and minus attract each other. So that's how it works in the physical universe. Okay.
Yeah.
And the confusion is that people think that you can just think good thoughts, still totally bow to the physical universe laws, and somehow you will operate based on spiritual laws. And that's what doesn't work. Now,
That's true.
Yeah, it gets even worse, because when you work spiritually, you don't work in order to bring things about. When you put something spiritually, you put it there and you don't look for confirmation. The moment that you look for confirmation, is it there? At that moment, you prove that it will not be there.
Okay, you get physical.
A physical thing, yes.
Yeah.
So a good example is if you just had, I'll give you a story, okay? So I was about 10 years ago, I met a friend in Florida, totally by mistake, someone from school. And I didn't see him, I don't know, maybe 30 years, 40 years, something like that. And we met totally by mistake in Florida and in Miami, actually. Like, he's Israeli, I'm Israeli, and we meet in Miami by mistake. Like, how can it be? Yeah. So we sit and start to talk, and what are you doing? What are you doing? And I told him what I'm doing and what I achieved and how I'm, how it's going on. And he says, but that's exactly what you said that will happen. And I said that it will happen? He says, what, don't you remember at school next to the red gate when we were talking, when you told me that this is what's going to happen in your life? I had no idea. I mean, once he told me, I recalled something, but I had no idea. I didn't operate like that in my life. I've put it there. I didn't look for confirmation, and it happened.
Yeah.
And you will see that every time that something happened in your life is because you don't really think about it or want it or something like that. You put it with no effort, zero effort. You don't repeat it. You throw away the message. You put it there. You never check again. And it happened. The moment that you start to say, oh, I want it, I want it, I want it. If you need to do 50 push-ups every day to remind you that it should happen, you can be sure it will not happen. Actually, the opposite will happen. And that's the problem. So in the physical universe, for every plus, there is a minus. And when you say, I want something, I want something, I want something, you leave the minus uncontrolled.
Yeah, yeah.
And because you leave the minus uncontrolled, it will overwhelm you at one point.
Yeah, we were speaking about this the other day, and I like how you explained it, about leaving the minus uncontrolled. And what you had told me, we were just talking on the phone, but what you told me was, when you have a basketball game, and if you are the team of one of the teams, if you just focus on your team and forget about the other team, like you just don't care about the other team, they're going to destroy you. You have to defend them. You have to acknowledge that they're there. You have to play the game with them, being aware that the other team is there.
Yeah, they are the mind. Put the other team there. You need to be the creator of both. Yes.
Yes, you have to be the creator of both, and meaning they're the minus to your plus. And in the same way in life, people focus only on their team, and they forget completely about the other team. They don't put it there, and the other team gets them.
Yeah, yeah. In life, it's like that. You say I love you, and then you leave totally the possibility even of I don't love you, but it's there. Because in the physical universe, there's no plus without minus.
Right.
There's no good without bad. There is no beautiful without ugly. So if you look only at the beautiful, the ugliness will hit you.
Yeah.
You see. So you really have to realize that in the physical universe, that if you want to be successful in the physical universe, you need to be responsible for the plus and the minus. You will see it in life that people very easily take credit for success. They say, oh, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. And when they fail or when something goes wrong, they say, it's them, just not me. Yes.
100%.
Yes. So,
yeah.
And how do you know that you're operating in the physical universe? You look for confirmation. You have an explanation for something. The moment that you start to explain why something happened, you did not create it. Because when you're really creating something, you don't explain it. It just happened. Yeah. When you know how to play guitar, it is like, I don't know, I just played. Or for example, I'm dancing now, and sometimes I'm doing some move, and someone asks me, what did you do? I don't know. I just did it. It's just, I just created it on the second, in the moment. But if I can explain what I did, it's already not such a good move.
Yeah, yes, and it won't. Yeah, it goes back to learning. It's still, I mean, that's how you maybe teach others, but it won't be as good as that creation. Like if you see, let's say, a guitar player who's really good, and you're like, hey, can you teach me that? And they have to go, whew, okay, there's a moment of, I need to, okay,
what did I do? Yeah.
This? How do I do it? Yeah, yes. How do I do it? Because I can do it.
Right. Yeah, just know. So when you know, things don't manifest. Things get created at zero time. So when you know, when you're actually operating spiritually, things get created and they don't have continuation. What's the difference between physical things and spiritual things? Physical things have continuation. Spiritual thing has no continuation.
Yeah.
So you need to put them there, put them there, put them there, to put them there. Because you just put them there and they have no continuation, you cannot become the effect of your own creation. But in the physical universe, things have continuation. So you buy a car, now you have a liability. You need to protect it, you need to clean it, you need to fill fuel, you need to make sure that no one will steal it. If you are in South Africa, you need to make sure that no one will just loot it, and then you need to make sure that someone else will not steal from the guy that stole from you if you want to find it, and it's a beautiful thing.
100%. But yes, it's true though that with manifestation, that idea that people are trying to achieve a spiritual achievement with manifestation. The general idea is to achieve something spiritual, where if I will just create it, but they try to achieve something spiritual by a physical approach, which is constantly checking and constantly thinking about it and constantly trying to put it there, which means it's not there.
Exactly. Even saying trying, even saying that you try or that it will happen. Just if you listen to the person, you will see that he doesn't get the point. Yes. Someone says to me, I'm very spiritual because my spirit, blah, blah, blah. My spirit belong to who? You are the spirit. Yes. Or someone tell you, well, I'm very spiritual and I'm putting all my energy into, no. The spirit has nothing to do with energy. The spirit put something there with no continuation.
Right, not with energy.
You've got in the physical universe. So the moment that someone works with energy, when someone says, well, I'm very spiritual, I'm doing energy healing. Wonderful. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that it's not spiritual. Energy is physical. Only in the physical universe.
Right.
Energy is actually, energy is quite fascinating, because if you think about it, it is a potential. Once you release the potential, what you get released is energy. So it's something that happened due to a release of potential.
Yes, totally.
Yes. So if you just listen to the person and you will start really dissecting the words that he say, you will see that he will realize that it cannot be spiritual, because he's talking about physical thing. It's like when a person talk about cars and he tells you that he's actually referring to airplanes. If you listen, you'll see that there's some similarities about moving, etc., but it's not the same subject.
Yes. Yeah, and everyone that I speak to about spirituality has it completely jumbled into
Total
energy,
mishmash.
and it's a mishmash. It's a total mishmash.
Just
So
define the word spirit. Just define the word spirituality. Just define what does it mean to be spiritual. And you will see that the moment that you will ask a person to define the words, they will get lost. They will say, well, the spiritual is the energy that and in few minutes you will see that they actually don't know what they're talking about.
Right. True.
And it's hard because it makes most people that have very, very good intention, they really realize, they know that there's something that called the spirit. They know that there's something there, but they cannot explain it. And the reason that they cannot explain it is because they try to explain something non-physical in physical terms.
Yeah.
If you take something in order to understand anything, or what you do generally is you take something and you compare it to something else.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you take something non-physical and you try to compare it to something physical. It doesn't work. It's not the same things. It's like I'm telling you, I want to explain to you about cell phones, but I'm talking to you about stones in the moon. It's not the same order of magnitude. It's not the same area. You're not even in the same area code.
Yeah, exactly. And it's totally different, almost language, different wording. And you're trying to use certain words that it's the physical words to explain a spiritual thing. And it
exactly. So the whole problem with manifestation is that the more you will try to manifest things, the worse you will get. And if you will take the average person in the street that try to manifest things, you will see that if you will be honest, you will see that since you started to try to manifest things, you stop producing. You're actually sitting and waiting for something to happen. Just the idea of I'm going to manifest in the future, it's immediately not spiritual, because in the spiritual universe, there's no past, there's no future. There's only now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true. I see. So what would you, so two-part reply to that. So first of all, you have these people that, they create boards of the pictures that they want, of things that they see, of places that they want to go, and they really create it in that way and set up like, oh, this is kind of how I'd like things to be.
Yeah, they put a vision board, yes.
Yeah, some kind of a vision board. That's the first thing. What about that?
Okay, so it's better than nothing because it's putting some kind of planning. So it's giving them some kind of direction, and the reason that if it works in any way, the reason that it works, or what the parts that do work, is those splits moments when they just decide, okay, it happens, and they don't care about it anymore. Okay, so when you are in the physical universe, you can play the game in the physical universe and improve. So, for example, if you simply work hard and you promote and you deliver, you'll get money and you'll be okay. Yes, but you're not spiritual. You will be physically okay, not spiritually okay. Yes,
right.
And you will see that the more you will have, the more problems you will have. And most of my friends that are extremely, extremely rich, I have this friend, this billionaire that I spoke about before, that he told me, look, I'll give you all the money that you want. Just fix my children to love me. That's all he wants. Yes. So he has a lot of money. He'll figure out the physical method of how to make money, but he is miserable, but truly miserable.
Yes. Yes.
So the fact that you know how to drive a car do not mean anything other than I know how to drive a car. The fact that I know how to sing and I even become famous, it doesn't mean that I'm happy or that I'm spiritual. You've got Britney Spears. She's an amazing talent, but totally suppressed and, destroyed. because she doesn't really know to separate between physical and spiritual. So she wants to become better spiritually by taking drugs. People go and say, well, I'll become spiritual by taking ayahuasca or something like that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But it's not spiritual. It's not spiritual. If you're going about handling the physical body in order to handle the spiritual, then what you say is that the physical body is the boss. Because the physical body, the drug, make you, the spirit, feel something. So who is the boss? The body is the boss, and the spirit is just a slave that now operate based on some chemical reaction.
Right.
So if you really look at that, just logically, you will see that, just check cause and effect, you will see that it doesn't make sense.
Yes. I mean, people say, and I believe me, I'm not for this, but what I'm saying is people say that it somehow removes the barriers that the body has to access the spirit that's there, or something like that.
So basically, what we're saying is that that the physical body is stronger than the spirit, and then I remove the physical body, and the spirit somehow becomes stronger, and then for 5 hours, and then the physical body becomes stronger again. And let's say that it's true. It's nonsense, yes, because the spirit is a nothingness.
Yeah.
The spirit is a nothingness, so it has really nothing. It cannot be affected by the body. It can only be affected by itself. The spirit can make a decision and change its viewpoint, or create or not create, whatever. But the spirit cannot be changed by something physical. That's why a person never loses his abilities. He loses only his willingness to demonstrate them. That's why when the willingness is high, the barriers are small. It's not when the barriers are small, then I can have power. No, when the willingness is high, the barriers are small. So when you take drugs, what you do is the body throw at you all kind of things, and you react, and you think that the spirit react. But I have news for you. It's not the spirit that react. It's a degraded spiritual beings that react, what we call entities. And that's a whole different story. But one thing for sure, the spirit is a nothingness and cannot be affected by a somethingness. Otherwise, if it could, then there will never be a way to go out. The spirit is just another slave.
Yeah.
The spirit is just another slave.
Right. Totally. Yeah, I do 100%. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. So that's actually a big subject, that whole thing on drugs, and it's such a big thing right now in general, not just ayahuasca, but all kinds of spiritual experiences through drugs. So that's a lot to talk about.
The general thing about drugs is drugs are those things that the entities that run the body has all kinds of degraded beings that run the body. And when you take drugs, those drugs are hit the exact wavelength of those degraded beings. And so those degraded beings now resist those drugs or work with the drugs, and depend on the quantity, they react in different ways, and the body react accordingly. Yes, the spirit at the time of you being drugged by any kind of drugs actually check out and don't deal with the body. So the way to do the way to handle anything is not to remove the barriers. If you have a barrier and you want the spirit to actually act properly, is to actually show the spirit the whole barrier. When do you have the spirit in place acting? At the moment of emergencies. What is emergency? Is a moment that your willingness is heightened, so the spirit is saying, okay, fine, I'll handle it. And now anything is possible. At the moment of emergency, anything is possible.
Yes.
Because an emergency is a moment of heightened willingness when you are really willing to do something. You, the spirit.
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, I have to. And so you do at that moment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. The baby is under the car. You'll see the mom flip the car over. Yeah.
100%.
Got you. And okay, so back to manifest. First of all, we're talking a bit about what do we do then instead. And I have one more question, but I wanted to answer to something earlier, which was you mentioned the mood board or the vision board, and that people, you need to, when it does work, it's a moment of putting it there, and that's it. And it reminded me of a story. I think it was Mariah's friend, but there was a story of a friend of ours who basically had this kitchen that she wanted, and she put it on some vision board. And a couple of years later, she went and was amazed by this house and bought this house and moved into the house and somehow looked at her vision board from earlier, blah, blah, blah. And it was the exact same house, the exact kitchen that she took a picture of from the years before, but she had totally forgotten about it. She just...
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. The key is not to keep on putting it, keep on putting it, keep on putting it. If you start chanting, oh, I want this, basically you say, I will not have it, I cannot have it, I cannot have it, I cannot have it. That's what you actually say. You can do an exercise, okay? You can say right now, any person can do that exercise. You can say right now, I don't have a headache, I don't have a headache, I don't have a headache, I don't have a headache. You'll start to get headache, even if you're not married. So
yeah, exactly. They need to get rid of it by saying, I have a headache, I have a headache, I have a headache.
If you say I will tell you, I don't want you to remember the number 2673. Just try not to remember 2673. Don't remember 2673. You cannot forget 2673.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the fact that you try not to remember something will actually, the minus intensify the other side, the plus. The plus intensify the other side, the minus. So in the physical universe, when you put your attention on one thing, it re-stimulates, it turns on, it brings about the other side uncontrollably. And you will become the victim of your own magic.
Yes. I can totally see that, 100%. And that's what people do. So you're right. They say, I want to be successful. I want to be successful. That they're secretly saying, I'm not right now.
Exactly. So success is a target only for failures.
Yes.
You want to be successful only while you are failure. Because if you are already successful, you don't want to be successful. You want to create success. When you say, I want to be successful, I want to be successful, I want to be successful. But what do you say? I'm a failure. I'm a failure. I'm a failure. Okay, good. You're a failure.
Right. Totally. It's exactly, you're just intensifying the other side.
Exactly.
And so, okay, so I have I answer one thing and then I open a new topic in my mind to discuss, but really quick with the headache thing. So obviously if you say, I don't have a headache, I don't have a headache, I don't, you will start to immediately think about, oh my God, I actually have a headache. Now, for somebody who has a headache, actually like suffers from headaches as an example, what would they do? How would they handle it? Say, I don't have a headache, or I do have a headache, or
find how headache helps you. Any bad things that happen to you, any good things that happen to you, because you, the spirit, is so powerful. If it happened to you, you somehow consider that it helps you. The consideration may be totally weird, but it happened. I'll give you an example. I have a friend that have this, how do you say this in English? This tchorim. You know what I mean? It's like when you have in the ass some kind of...
Oh yes, in the ass.
Very painful.
Yeah, hemorrhoids, I think.
I don't know how it's called. Anyway, he had this thing that really bother him, and it's really, really painful, and it's terrible, 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 terrible. And it was going for years and years and years, and he tried everything and it didn't go. And one day I sat with him and I spoke to him and I said, okay, fine, so let's find out how does it help you. And he said, are you crazy? It doesn't help me. It's painful. It's like it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So, and I said, look, have a look. And what he realized, that his brother, which he loved the most, died. And his brother had the same thing. And he didn't even think about it, but he just realized that this thing started after his brother died. And he had that thing as the only thing that he had like his brother, the only thing that left from him, from his brother.
Wow.
And yeah, and 2 seconds after he realized that, it stopped bothering him and never came back.
Wow.
No medicine, no nothing.
Incredible.
So the point is that when you have something non-optimum in your life, there is a plus that you're not aware of. It somehow helps you.
That's great.
If you discover, if you just ask yourself, and you'll be very brave, and the problem is that it's not logical. This plus and minus are not logical because you are in the physical universe. Nothing is logical in the physical universe. Yes.
Right.
So everything is the opposite. So if you will actually sit and just write down, okay, how does it help me? How does it help me? How does it help me? It does well. And even if you make up things, how does it help you? All of a sudden, you will have this, I know I'm doing it, and you will see. It will stop. It's magic, but it's not. It's just, that's how it works.
Yeah, that's truly a spiritual approach. That I like that. That's amazing. While you're handling the physical universe.
Yeah, what you do, you actually, if you're in the physical universe and you want to win the game of the physical universe, you need to realize what the physical universe tried to do with you. The physical universe tried to do with you is to put your attention on one thing, good or bad. Okay?
Yeah.
In order to win the game of the physical universe, you need to be able to win and lose with the same level of enthusiasm. So you need to be able to play basketball because you enjoy basketball, not because you want to win. Of course, you will win, but that's not the point. You enjoy the basketball, not because you need to do business, not because you want to make money, because you decide to put the joy into that business. You need to have a relationship with your wife or your husband, not because of something, but because you decided for no reason at all that you're going to put joy into this relationship. And if you do that, it will grow and grow and grow, and it will be the most beautiful thing in the world, because anything that is beautiful is spiritual.
Okay.
Anything that is beautiful is spiritual. If it's not beautiful, it's not spiritual. If it's contain pain, if it's contain uncomfort, if it contain worry, if it's not spiritual. If it contain force or effort, it is not spiritual. Do you want to know how far from spirituality you are? How much effort do you need to put?
Wow, that's very true. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
When someone is in love, when two people are in love, my definition of the word love is the urge to share the same space for no reason at all. There's no effort. Once they start to cheat each other, there's a lot of effort.
Yes. True.
So you want to know how spiritual you are? The level of effort will tell you that, because the spirit has zero effort, because it's not dealing with plus and minus.
Got you. Okay, so before we get to what can people do, Dolly asked, what if there's no reason it's helping you?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's like saying, what if there is an atom that have only electron but not proton? It doesn't work like that. Not in the physical universe. It could be that you are not willing to confront it. You are not able to look at that. You don't want to admit it. You have too little problems, so you want to keep that problem. It could be all kind of other things. But in all my years and years and years of helping people, I never found one person that couldn't find how does it help them, and it actually helped solve the situation. And I always never found the person that didn't tell me at the beginning, but it doesn't help me.
Yeah, exactly.
I always said at the beginning, no, but it doesn't help me. There's no reason. I looked. I understand. I understand. Up to now, you didn't look. Up to now, you made yourself right.
Right.
Once we start to look, you will see that it helps you.
Amazing. Fascinating. That's incredible.
Yeah. And the way to start to look is why a person, there's only one reason why a person don't really act. Why people sit and become the effect of something. And the reason is quite fascinating. It's just unbelievable. It is so simple that the reason a person don't act, even if it actually hurt him, you need to do your emails. If you don't do your emails, you won't have deals. If you don't do the emails, you will not send the quotes that you need to send. If you didn't send the quotes, you won't get the clauses. If you don't get the clauses, you won't get money, and your business will go bankrupt, but you still don't do that. You need to do the tax. You delay. You will get penalties and whatever, but you still don't do it. You need to go to the gym, yes, but you don't do it. Why? Only one reason. And the reason is that you don't fully understand the situation. You don't fully understand the picture. You think you do, but how do I know that you don't? Because you don't bring the result. If you don't bring the result, you don't understand. If you don't have the result, you don't understand. If a person don't bring the result, if the person don't bring the expected result, he simply do not understand.
Okay, understand meaning understand the whole consequences of what's going to happen, or
understand the subject totally. If you would understand totally the body, how it works, you will control the body.
Yes.
If you understand totally your emails. So if you really understand what's going on with the viewpoint of the other person that's waiting, if you really understand what's happening with your bank account, if you really understand the economy, if you really understand what does it mean to run a business, you will, because you will see that the owner of the business obviously do the things that he needs to do on time, because they understand. The employees less because they don't really understand. And you will see that when you start to train a person, when you start to explain a person things, he immediately do things better.
True. 100%.
So you can say that understanding equal income. The more you bring understanding, the more income you will have. Because the only reason a person don't do the right thing, and the definition of the right here is the thing that will actually bring the ideal or will move the situation closer to the ideal, is because it does not understand. And you gain understanding by training, by learning, by studying, by removing fake realities.
Right. So people need to train, to learn, to do that. So where do they start? Where does someone start? Like somebody, people see successful people that they'll tell you, back to manifestation, that the manifestation worked. But the difference is that those people are also very trained and very educated and took huge amounts of responsibility for years and worked, and maybe a little bit of manifestation, and then they think that was the thing. But it's because they know.
Because they have more truth and less lies. You can say that there is a balance between truth and lies, and for as long as you're not successful, you have more lies in your mind than truth. Now, how do you remove lies? Not by deleting them, but by putting more truth. And when there's enough truth, the lies disappear. It's like, how do you remove darkness? By turning the light. You don't take an eraser and erase the darkness. Yes, you bring light into things. And the more truth you have, the more lies goes away. It is like you holding your hands on something, you're holding to something, and you don't want to let go of one hand, or because you're falling, you don't want to fall. But what you do is you have to find truth. So you leave this thing from the lie and you hold the truth. And you leave this thing from the lie and you hold the truth. And all of a sudden you see, oh, now I'm holding to truth. And once you have the truth, you cannot not be successful. Because what does it mean to have the truth? It means to step out of the physical universe. You can say that the physical universe is a universe of lies. What does it mean, the universe of lies? Everything changes in the physical universe. So lie is a change of the original, yes?
Right.
Lie, the definition of the word lie, is a change from the original. Okay?
Right.
In truth, you can say it's the moment of creation. It has no continuation. So the moment that you put enough truth, the moment that you realize that truth is possible, which means creation is possible, you can bring something out of nothing, you don't need manifestation. You're the father and mother and daughter of the manifestation. You say it's happened. Why? Because you are the boss and you are here. And that's a totally different attitude than to beg for something to manifest. It's like almost insulting for a spirit to wait for manifestation. Oh, I'm begging the universe to give me. So there's this universe that is God. This universe, the dead things is God, and I'm begging the universe to give me things. It's such an insult for the spirit, because the spirit created the universe.
Wow. That's deep, but it's the truth. I can totally see that. And it's the answer. I can see that is the bottom line on manifestation. I think we've covered it very, 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 very well. Thank you. So what can people do? Now the person wants to get this thing of, okay, so got it. How do I turn on the light? How do I remove, how do I remove these lies or increase the truth? Or how do I make sure that I manifest successfully, but without manifestation? How can I do that?
So you start learning, and the first gradient in learning is really to do the fear to freedom. I was talking about it last week, and I'm talking about it now. You do the fear to freedom. The fear to freedom is a series of recorded lectures that I've done that give the basics on how to remove lies. And it's built from two parts. There's the introduction, which is, I made it really, really affordable for anyone. I think it's called $10 or something like that. It costs maybe $10. Yes, $9.99 or something like that. Yes. So it's like really affordable. And then once you realize how important it is, you will do the second level, and the second level goes deeper and actually give you the tools to clean lies of long durations. How do you know that a lie is a lie of long duration? It's not a lie anymore for you. You justified it so much that it's not a lie for you anymore.
Interesting. It becomes just, you think it's totally true.
Yeah, you think it's like, if you will say, you will be 100% sure that it's true and right and proper, and it will be so justified, so explain that for you it's not a lie, for you it's not a sin, for you it's proper.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
So really, you go to meirezra.com/fear to freedom. The link is on the screen, and Gali, maybe you can type it in the chat as well.
I don't have that functionality, unfortunately, but
you don't have the functionality.
functionality on my side.
Functionality. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, let me see if I can write it. So, www.meirezra.com/fear to freedom. Let's see if I'm. Tell me if it's right.
Ava said she started, and it's amazing. God realizations. Yes, it's amazing.
It's
and
very
perfect.
powerful.
The link is there. Great. It's very powerful. Yes.
Extremely powerful, and you will discover things that you like. Once you will see it, you will say, wow, how did I live without this knowledge? Because once you understand, you will act. Once you understand, you will move from being physical into being spiritual. And you will see it. I'm explaining there, what does it mean to be spiritual? How do you actually, what stop you from being spiritual? How come that such a powerful person, such a powerful being, all of a sudden worship stones, worship the physical universe? All of this get explained there, and the results are amazing. And the most important thing, it costs $10. And once you've done it, if you don't think that it's at least what I've said, if you don't think that it's super wow, you've got money back guarantee, you'll get the $10 back.
Yeah. Amazing. Guaranteed results.
Exactly.
Guaranteed prosperity.
Exactly. That's the whole point. It's guaranteed.
100%.
Do the actions, and you will see that even if you don't do them smartly, even if you do them stupidly, you'll get the results.
Incredible.
That's how powerful it is.
Yes, and this was amazing. This was super amazing. I think the subject was covered fantastically, manifestation, from an angle that I don't think anyone's ever thought of it before. So that was really good. And thank you for everyone that was on. And it was really a great time. I had fun, and I learned a lot.
Thank you, Gali. And thank you for everyone. I didn't check the chat as much this time, but I saw that there was a lot of comments.
From YouTube and Facebook. And
yes, and awesome, really beautiful. And we will put it on Facebook again, and I'll put it on Instagram, and we'll put it as a podcast, etc. So we will promote it so you can watch it again and again and again. I suggest that you will watch it at least once more, because there was a lot in here. Yes, there was a lot.
Yes. Okay. Amazing. Okay, guys, you're very welcome, Jody, and everyone that wrote there. Thank you. Lots of love, yes, time to get to work. Okay. Bye, Abele. Love you.
Love you, everyone. Love you, Gali. I love you, Baba. Love you. I love you.
Bye-bye.